Let's do this. Okay, is it a benefit to add two JL Audio subs F113s to a Sopra and Sopra 3? I would say yes, but I don't know if you need the F113s. I think that 13-inch driver might be a little too much. I would look into perhaps a 12-inch driver. And I wouldn't be shocked if even with the F110, I don't know if that's even available anymore. It's been a minute since I've been looking at what JL Audio has as offerings right now. I would say an F112, two of those will be sufficient. Just make sure that you utilize two subs, okay? I don't like it when you only have one sub in the corner. It never sounds right. Never sounds right when someone's seated off to the sides. You're not going to get the right impact. You're going to have nulls in some areas, some suckouts in some areas of your room. So I recommend that you use two subwoofers. But I think the F113s might be overkill. I don't think you need something that big. I'd say just call it a day, get like an F112, two F112s, and I think you should be fine with that. But yes, it should improve the performance of your system. There should be a lot more harmonic tones. There's going to be more what do you call there's going to be a lot more frequencies, okay, more things throughout the frequency range that will come to life. You're going to get a feel for a bigger sound stage. You're not going to have to crank up your system as loud to get some nice low registers. There's more body to the presentation. That's what I was looking for. So don't think of it as just, I'm adding more bass. No, that's not what you do when you add more subs. There's going to be more spatial cues. Okay. There's going to be a lot more happening throughout the frequency response when you add bass. The tricky part with subwoofers is knowing how to cross them over and how to blend them. That is the most difficult job. This is one of the reasons why I have never done that myself. I don't want to embark on that. I think it's too much work for me and I have too many moving pieces. So when you buy the subwoofers, okay, everyone watching right now, make sure you have a plan as far as how to cross them over. It is not as simple as plugging them to the back of your preamplifier. Maybe your preamplifier has dual outputs. So you send one set of outputs to your amplification and the second set of outputs to your subs. It is not as simple as that, folks. Trust me, there is going to be more than that. Some people use this JL Audio, I believe it's called the CR1, if that's even available anymore, CR1 active crossover, and that gives you a better blend and cohesiveness between your subs and your speakers. So once again, make sure you take the time to fine tune and create that cohesive factor needed between your front speakers and your subs. Question, Taiko Extreme or standard USB module. First of all, there is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, right now, no better music server than the Taiko Extreme music server. This is why I became a dealer for it. Okay. I don't have 30 lines. I don't have even 5 lines. Quite frankly, I only have a handful of lines that I believe in, lines that I will not be replacing with something else. Okay. The Taiko Extreme music server completely killed my render. Okay, there are many things I can say about it, such as the clarity that this music server has. It added much more body to the music, more meat on the bones. The the Taiko Extreme music server just simply felt like it decoded the information that comes through our internet better. All that title information, all that Cobos information, it separated it better, and then it fed it to the DAC in such a way that the DAC couldn't handle on its own. Okay. Another thing that helps a lot with the Taiko Extreme Music server are the network switch, and I hear the router that they have right now. I haven't bought the router yet, but the network switch made a significant improvement. I am being told that the router is insane. Maybe at some point I'll spend the expensive, price tag. I'll pay that expensive price tag to buy the router. But for the time being, I feel like I am okay with just the network switch and the Taiko Extreme Music server. But yes, huge benefits. Look at that. Here's a perfect example of someone who's hating on Wilson Audio. Get rid of those ugly, hideous speakers. Wilson junk, bring back the Magic OS 7. First of all, listen to what you're saying. Bring back the magical M7. I've never owned magical M7. So why are you saying bring him back? Never had him. That's your first mistake right there. So you're looking, you know how. Okay, you know how you're looking right now by saying that. Secondly, I don't have a problem with the look of the speakers. I personally don't have a problem. You kind of just get used to them over time. Okay, I think the Chronosonic XVXs are the best looking speakers that Wilson Audio currently designs. Now, as I said earlier, I talk to a lot of people every day about speakers and all things related to audio. And I can say to you that most of the hate comes from the looks of the speakers, but they never talk about the performance. A lot of these comments are all about the looks. I can say this to you. It would be sad if someone else's system sounds better than yours, even though theirs is uglier because they decided to find a Wilson Audio speaker. So to you, that's uglier. And they are beating your system, but your system looks prettier. If you want something pretty, find something else for your living room or your audio room. Find something else. Maybe the B&W speakers, which are, in my opinion, good-looking speakers. You may find them ugly. Sonos Faber are pretty. If you want to spend the money on Sonos Faber speakers, that's fine. But to call something ugly, and it seems like this comment that you have right now comes from hatred, like you're really hating on the brand. There's no need for that, man. There's no need for that. But I never had M7s, okay? So that's your mistake for saying M7s. Did I listen to the Alexia V's in this in London? I did listen to the Alexia V's in London. I have not posted that video. I liked the presentation. Jason gave me the opportunity to listen to the system with his digital front end turned on and also turned off. He claims that there was a difference, that there is a marked improvement when you turn off all your digital, completely turn off your DAC, your routers, everything you can, turn it off and then turn on your analog. He says it sounds much better that way than when you have your digital front end turned on because somehow, some way, this digital interference can really climb through the system and make its way to your turntable somehow, and that makes the vinyl experience less pleasurable. He tried it. He tried to do it with me. I cannot say that I heard a massive difference, but to be fair to him, it's not like I was there for an hour listening. Okay. I think I needed a little more time than that. Sometimes these A and B comparisons are very difficult when you do them too quick. So maybe if I would have had like a good 20-25 minutes listening to it with the digital front end turned on and another 25 minutes listening to it with with it off, I would have been able to understand better what happened. But it was only like maybe a song that I heard A and B, and I was not even familiar with the song, which is another problem. But overall, the room sounded good. The Lexia V's sounded really good. I think they put a nice sounding system, a lot of great clarity. This is the first time I hear the 701 Solution monos, by the way. I've heard a lot of conversations around Solution, but overall, I think that the system is very, very nicely designed. I can definitely tell you that a lot of thought went into it. And yeah, no complaints from that system. Malaga is amazing. Amazing space from town in Spain. I would move there any day if I could. I would move my entire production to Malaga if I could. I speak Spanish. It's not a problem for me. I would completely move to Spain if I could. Unfortunately, my life for now, for the time being, is here. My business is here. It would be very difficult for me to move to Spain. But now that I've been there, I would not be opposed to moving there, maybe down the road. Did I ever feel that the Gryphon Essence amplifier was shy on bass? Never once. I have never felt that a Gryphon amplifier is shy on bass. But let me expand on this. You cannot expect for the Gryphon Essence to have the same grip as the Gryphon Antillean Evo. The Antillean Evo is more than 3 times the wattage, the power of the Essence. Okay, it's got far more power, more grip. It, in my opinion, you don't get to hear real Gryphon bass, the best bass from Gryphon, until you enter the Antillean Evo. Okay, the Essence is great. It's got a lot of great quality. It's got a lot of it's got the juicy watts of the Gryphon Mephisto. right? The sweetest watts. However, it's not going to capture the explosive dynamics and devastating bass of the big Gryphon amplifiers. It just cannot. It doesn't have that kind of wattage. It doesn't even have the massive capacitors that look like a soda can inside of it. It doesn't. So that said, it doesn't mean that it will not have bass. It will have good bass. It's just not the explosive bass that I am typically getting from the big Gryphon amplifier. So if you want the best bass performance from a Gryphon amplifier, you're going to have to move up to at least the Antillion. The Antillion is where I think it really begins. Now, keep in mind, I've said it before, the Antillion is on the warmer side, more analog-like. Okay, so if you have speakers that are very bright, the top end is just, gosh, it's just murdering you. You're trying to put out fires. You're out there with a fire hose trying to tame down the high frequencies. The Antillion Evo can help you with that. The Antillion Evo can come in and relax those high frequencies. And of course, the matching Pandora can help even more. All right. Now, the Essence has a little more of a cooler character. It reminded me a little more of the Mephisto. But of course, the Mephisto is just a race car. Okay. I don't recommend the Mephisto amplifier unless you know what the hell you're doing. If you buy the Mephisto amplifier, you got to be ready for what it will tell you. Period.